Hello and welcome to Sami Parvez show. Today I am joined by Meñico Turcotte, the candidate from the Marxist-Leninist Party of Canada, running in this Toronto St. Paul's by-election. Thank you so much, Meñico, to joining me today. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you very much for having me today. That's my first interview of the by-election. I hope not the last one.
Yeah, I hope so. Maybe
but you're
somebody listen this interview and maybe invite you there too. So yeah, so what interested you to put your name in the ballot?
I saw a post on Facebook by Mr. Corino, Sébastien Corino, who's the leader of the Rhinoceros Party, to get some names on the ballot. The more name we can put on the ballot for this by-election, to establish a record for the most candidacy on a single ballot. So I decided to write to Sébastien Corino, and I said that I was interested to run as a candidate on the Toronto St. Paul by-election. And I asked them if I could have I could be endorsed by a party. So they said, whatever, yeah, if you want, you can write to any party you want for getting the endorsement. So I wrote to Alain DiCarlo, who's the leader for the Marxist-Leninist Party. I said that I was interested to be a candidate for their party for this by-election, and she said, that's fine. We accept you as a candidate, and I spoke to Ana Di Caro a couple of times, and yeah, I was able to have my candidacy confirmed last a week ago or so. I received the message. It's especially I'm on the ballot, especially because I disagree with that, with the mindset of Trudeau to not change the way we vote here in Canada. The first past the post is an old system that serves well the bigger parties, the two main parties, basically the Liberals and the Conservatives. Even the NDP is forgive me for what I will say, but
playing a
even
role
the
to
NDP is fucked by this system because they get 20% of the vote everywhere in Canada, and they get 6% of the member of parliament. We must have some kind of proportional representation here in Canada.
Yeah,
it's an old system, an absurd way of voting, and it allows us to vote like I will vote for the Liberal because I don't want the Conservative to win in my riding, and or contrary-wise, I'm going to vote Conservative because I don't want the Liberals to win.
Yeah. So how do you see? Are you like door knocking in Toronto St. Paul's right now?
I haven't, and I will not go door to door to campaign. But a couple of members of the Marxist-Leninists will do it, and meet the residents of Toronto St. Paul and explain what the longest ballot committee is and why we put so many names on the ballot for the election.
Just to clarify, are you living in Toronto area?
No, I'm not.
Where are you living?
I'm living in Trois-Rivières, Quebec.
Oh, you are in Quebec.
Yeah.
And you are running in Toronto.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yesterday I had an interview with a gentleman who is running an independent candidate, Donovan, from Alberta. So he is
Oh.
also part of that large ballot campaign. So they
Mhm.
just decided to put his name there. So he wanted to be there, and he was here on this Sami Parvez show yesterday. And that is, I don't know, you saw it or not, but you can check it on this channel. So he was here, he was talking like that, and yeah, about this. And so, have you ever been with Marxist-Leninist Party of Canada?
No, I was never a member, or I never campaigned for them.
Hmm.
Marxist-Leninist is not that big of a party. They
Yeah.
had, I guess, if I remember correctly, around 50 candidates
Hmm.
on the 338 ridings that we have in Canada. So
Hmm.
yeah, they haven't had a candidate in my riding at the last election, so I wasn't able to vote for them. I always agreed with their way of, being, close to the union and
Hmm.
workers' right and everything like that.
Yeah.
Or they were they were for the peace, like it's party
Hmm.
that I always had some of my ideas that I agree with them.
Hmm.
So that's why I decided to run with this party on this election. It was them, or maybe another party like the marijuana party, but they
Hmm.
already have a candidate for this election. So yeah,
Okay.
some of their ideas are the same as me. I recognize myself in their policies
Hmm.
mainly.
So you mean they share your ideas and values? This is
Yeah.
this the Marxist and Marxist-Leninist Party is the only party which share your views, right?
I'm actually a member of the Green Party of Canada,
Okay.
but since I think now we already passed the point of no return for the climate, so there's
Hmm.
no need to get a Green Party. We're condemned anyway. So
So it means you think
too late,
you
too late.
so
It's
as
too
you
late.
have been a member of Green Party, but now you think Green is not doing well, like for the climate.
Uh, uh,
What
we
usually sorry to interrupt you. So what usually Green main goal is like talking about environment and climate change.
Yeah, they talk about, yeah, but since my views is that we pass the point of no return, the
Hmm.
climate will get worse and worse. So
Hmm.
basically, there's no need to speak about the climate. It's too late anyway. So I I think we see already the climate change that are more important than we thought at first.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's not gonna get better because and where I share the idea with the Marxist-Leninists is the capitalism
Yeah.
caused the climate crisis that we now have to live with.
Hmm.
It's the fault of the capitalism. The greed and the money, at the time we could have done something before it was too late. We decided that it was better to fund the fossil fuel company at and uh, billion of dollars in
Hmm.
to sustain this part of the economy. We made our own bed. At this point,
So
we had to choose between the money and the climate, and we choose the money. So we have to live with that, and we made the wrong choice.
so
And yeah, okay,
sorry to interrupt
sorry.
you. So with respect to climate change, don't you think the richer are getting richer and poorer are getting poorer? Because right now, like, so if you want to get an electric vehicle, so everyone can't afford it except those tycoon billionaires. So they can afford those electric vehicle because they cost like over 50K, maybe more than that, so then they
Mhm.
will also get reimbursement from government, like subsidies for having electric vehicle, but those poor people, they can't afford, so they need to get what will run from gas.
Yeah, okay. Look, what I think is what we could do is like I'm in Trois-Rivières. We have public transit here, but
Mm-hmm,
public transit is not that good.
mm-hmm,
They should change, change the type of course that they're doing, or change
mm-hmm,
where the bus stop is and everything.
mm-hmm.
But if we had a more efficient public transit here in the city I live in, I would take the bus at least
Yeah,
80% of for 80% of my traveling. But
would
because
be from bus.
it's a bit shitty. It's difficult to be, and the bus, we have a bus at every 45 minutes when
Mm.
it's around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We should
Yeah.
have, every 20 minutes. If the public transit was more efficient in Canada, we don't have to fund we would not have to fund fossil fuel or electric car if we had better public transit here in Canada. That's my main opinion on that is the better the public transit is,
Yeah.
the less you're taking your car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but public transit, if you see them, they are also for the elite class, like those office workers, those white collar people. It means the most of the transit uh, services run between 8 a.m. to 4
Mhm.
p.m. Like at that time there are more people, but like a worker, like a middle class worker who is going to working in a retailer store or somewhere else, like uh, uh, so then they have to wait. If like you cannot always start 9 to 5. Your shift sometimes start
Mhm.
at 6 a.m. as you mentioned, after 4 p.m. So you need to wait for 45 minutes. But it seems like the system is like, it means there is a difference between the upper class and lower class,
Mhm.
like, so everyone is compelled to, you need to get a buy a car to just get to work on time, like you cannot wait if you get late, or if the bus comes early, so it means you missed.
Yeah, and you're right about it.
Mm.
Some people are working like night shift.
Yeah.
They work from midnight
Mm.
to eight
Mm.
o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
and yeah, the public transit are not made for them.
Yeah.
They're made, like you said, for the upper mid class
Yeah.
who works white collar job
Yeah.
like I do, from 8 to 4, and forget about 4 to midnight,
Yeah.
because
So at that
there's
time there
less
were no buses.
less transit for them,
Yeah.
and it's even worse for night shift
Mm.
from midnight to 8 in the morning.
Mhm.
If we could have something 24 hours for everybody,
Yeah.
I guess that would be better than everyone take their car
Yeah.
and create more pollution.
More pollution, and the car is also like expensive, like
Mhm.
the gas is going up, and everything is going up, and you need to maintain it, and insurance, and other things, it means it costs money, but if you buy a bus pass, it would cost maybe $100. So you can go as many times as you want to and just pay $100, in a month. But with
Mhm,
a vehicle, but you need more facilities, you need to pay more.
mhm. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so what are your points of views with respect to immigration? So Canada right now under a liberal government, they are keep bringing more people in. So do you think it is okay?
I guess it's okay. I was not yeah, I was not prepared, but I always see immigration as a as a plus for Canada. You know, the people are coming here and they bring their knowledge, or they bring you know, some are have a specific job that
Mm-hmm.
we bring them to Canada, and it's the same for people with no diploma, the asylum seeker, like that. I always see them as a force in Canada instead of seeing them as a threat. Uh, like any right wing government sees them.
Mm-hmm. Like,
I'm
don't
yeah,
you think?
I'm a pro immigration. I have
Okay,
many
so
friends
mm-hmm.
coming from a lot of places in the world, and yeah, I see them as they straighten the Canada. They're not like making the Canada weaker. They're making strong, making it stronger.
Okay, so there is housing shortage, health crisis. Like it mean there is not too much houses, jobs crisis, and so do you think still it is okay to keep bringing people? Like let's say a bus is full of people, how can you put more people in?
Yeah, but if we, you know, there's look, how could I? We for a certain period of time didn't give birth to any to a lot of children. You
Hmm.
know, among my friends,
Yeah.
I'm almost the only one who has children. So, so if you want to get taken care of
Hmm.
later in your life, or my parents are 70 and 63 years old.
Hmm.
But in 10 years, when or 5 to 10 years, when they're going to a retirement home,
Yeah.
then yeah, if you know, if we have not enough Canadian, and
Hmm.
I say that with quotation Canadian
Yeah.
because immigrants are also Canadian.
Hmm.
Uh, it's I uh, and it's my opinion. But uh, if we have more immigrant, these immigrants can take care of the elder people, our
Hmm.
parents, our grandparents,
Hmm.
or a disabled child, or a disabled cousin, and or every
Hmm.
you know, they can take these jobs if we don't have enough people to sustain the demand for you know,
Hmm.
retirement home. I give this example, but it's at the hospital, the social services, or anything like that.
Hmm.
As I said, immigrants are forced, not they're not the weakest link
Hmm.
in Canada.
Yeah. So right now, liberal government changed the rules for the caregivers. What you are talking about, like caring elders or disabled people or other special need people. So whenever those immigrants will arrive in Canada, so they will be given immediately permanent residence. So you think that is okay?
If we can regularize more people, I'm okay with that. Yeah, uh, I'm among the people who says that a status for everybody.
Hmm.
I'm yeah, permanent residency. My you know, my brother's wife is French, and it was, even though she, it was difficult for her to get. She's now a citizen, but to get the permanent residency was a long way to go, and it was very hard to get a permanent residency. But
Yeah.
But I'm one of the people who says that a status for everybody. That's what I think is better for Canada, is to give a permit or a permanent residency, make it easier, at least for people who are married to a Canadian, or to people who have relatives in Canada. At the very least, make it easier for them.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. So you were earlier saying about the Canada birth rate is low, so it should go up. Like people just keep have more children, right? To increase the population.
Increase the population, but the more we are in Canada, we should make it easier to build a apartment complex or a house for everybody, because housing is a big problem everywhere in Canada. We should allow people to build housing. It should be easier, and a house for everybody, I guess. There's a counterpart. If you have more immigrants, and if you don't have enough apartments to get everybody a roof, then make it easier to build housing.
So right now 84 candidates are running for Toronto St. Paul's by-election. So what are your expectations? So do you think what will happen? Would you add some votes?
I guess getting I don't know. I even thought about it. Forget about winning this election. But I guess just having a conversation about changing the system is already we already achieved something, because now people are talking about political representation. I guess we achieved this goal already. But if you speak, your question concerns more my personal goal during this election. I guess with 84 candidates, I guess getting 10 votes is fine for me. Not finishing last is already is already okay for me. But, yeah. Okay. And if at the same time we speak about representation at the parliament, and if I can speak about the idea that I cherish, like the unionizing of people, the workers' right, then that's fine. If I can speak a bit about that, but the main goal by getting on the ballot is political representation, but better political representation than what we have right now, because the system is broken.
Okay. So what's your message to Toronto St. Paul's residents?
Vote for what is important for you. Vote for your ideas. Don't vote for a party because you don't want the other party to win. Vote for what is important for you. Vote for the candidate who will represent the best your views. That would be my. And it doesn't matter if it's Marxist-Leninist or if it's the Marijuana Party or the Green Party. vote for what represents you the most. Stop voting for something you don't want. At the end of the day, if you vote liberal because you don't want the conservative, then you encourage the system to stay the same. That's my message.
Thank you so much, Meñico, for joining me today, and wishing you very best on Toronto St. Paul's by-election.
Thank you, and thank you for having me. It was a great time spent with you.